Good morning, Amog. Good morning, Rupesh. Good morning, Sai Charan. Good morning, Amma. Manikumar, good morning. Sai Charan, good morning. Rupesh, Jayant, everyone, good morning. In the last class, what we discussed, question paper we discussed, few questions are left. In coming classes, we can discuss about that concepts again. Manipritam. All of you, good morning. Is the board clear and my voice is clear, ma? Is my board and voice is clear? The next one, reverse and opposing reactions. Reverse or opposing reactions. Reverse or opposing reactions, which are nothing but contains both forward reactions and backward reactions. Reactants are converted into products. The rate constant Kf, the products remains also converted into reactants. This is backward reaction. This backward reaction. It can also represented as reactants are converted into products with the rate constant K1 and products are converted into reactants with the rate constant K minus 1. With the rate constant K minus 1. Note down. Rate constant K minus 1. Both of them are follows the first order kinetics. Both forward and backward reaction follows first order kinetics. Both the forward and backward reactions follow the first order kinetics. Both forward and backward reaction follows the first order kinetics. Then all of well known as rate equal to minus d of r by dt for forward reaction, for rate of backward reaction equal to minus d of p by dt. Rate indicates the change in the concentration of reactants. Here for forward reaction, R is the reactant. For backward reaction, products are acting as a reactant. The change in concentration per unit time is called as a rate. What happening here? Two kinds of reactions are done. Forward reaction and backward reaction. Both of them follows the first order kinetics. What does it mean? Reactants are converted into products after some time. That means after the formation of products, the reactants, the products are also converted back to reactants. Reactants gives products. Initial concentration A, final concentration 0 at T equal to 0, at T equal to equilibrium time A minus X and X. What does it mean? Concentration of R at equilibrium equal to A minus X, concentration of P at equilibrium equal to X. Note down. Complete, Amma? Understood. Any doubt? Tell me, Amma, Sai Charan, what is 14? Sai Charan, what is 14? Any doubt regarding this? Any doubt regarding this? Okay, ma. Any doubt regarding this? I am giving the option of self unmute yourself, and whenever you have the doubt, whenever it is completed, we can unmute yourself and say. Okay, don't waste your time in typing. Okay. Next one. From that expressions, rate of forward reaction equal to d of r by dt, that is dx by dt equal to rate constant k1. We are all well known about that. Rate is directly proportional to concentration of reactants. Rate of forward reaction equal to k into concentration of reactants. Forward reaction k1. Therefore, d of x by dt equal to rate of forward reaction. Rate of forward reaction equal to K1 into concentration of the reactants after involving the chemical reaction equal to K1 into A minus X d of X by dt equal to rate of backward reaction. Rate of backward reaction equal to K minus 1 into concentration of products at time t equal to K minus 1 into X. That means a forward reaction is little bit cancelled by the backward reaction. That's why the net rate of a reaction is difference between the rate of forward reaction and rate of backward reaction. Here the reactants are converted into products. What will happen now? The products are also converted back to reactants. That's why the rate of reaction, as concentration decreases, a rate of a reaction decreases. That's why here the rate of concentration of reactants are decreased due to the conversion of reactants to products, and rate of backward reaction increases due to the increase of concentration of products. That's why here two reactions are going on. That's why the net reaction is the difference between the rate of forward reaction minus rate of backward reaction. Got it? Why you are taking the difference between the rate of forward and backward reaction? As the concentration of reactant decreases, the rate of forward reaction decreases due to the decrease in the concentration of the reactants. Whereas in the case of products, the concentration of products increases. That's why the rate of backward reaction increases. When both of them are equal, then the reaction is said to be at equilibrium. The reaction is said to be at equilibrium. Before that, attaining of the equilibrium, the rate of net reaction is the difference between the rate of forward reaction minus rate of backward reaction. Complete amma. Complete amma. Complete amma. Complete amma. Therefore, net rate of reaction equal to rate of forward reaction minus rate of backward reaction, which is equal to dx by dt of forward reaction minus dx by dt of reverse reaction or backward reaction. Rate of forward reaction is directly proportional to K1 into A minus X. Rate of backward reaction or reverse reaction equal to K minus 1 into X. At equilibrium, rate of forward reaction equal to rate of backward reaction. Therefore, net rate of reaction dx by dt net equal to 0. Which is equal to K1 into A minus X minus K minus 1 into X. E indicates equilibrium concentration. E indicates equilibrium concentration. Complete amma? Complete amma? Complete amma? Respond Anna, completed. Agraj, Bhavani Krishna, Manipritam, Mohan Madhav, Manikumar. Complete amma? The next one, continuation. At equilibrium, concentration of products equal to Xe. K1 into A minus Xe minus K minus 1 into Xe equal to 0. K1 into A minus Xe equal to K minus 1 into Xe. That implies Xe equal to K minus 1 equal to K1 into A minus Xe by Xe. Then substitute the value of K minus 1 in the given equation. Therefore, rate of a reaction dx by dt equal to K1 into A minus Xe minus K minus 1 is K1 into A minus Xe by Xe into Xe. Note down. Therefore, dx by dt equal to K1 into A by Xe into Xe minus X. Comprehend? On integrating we get ln of Xe by Xe minus X equal to T into K1 into A by Xe. K1 plus K minus 1 equal to 1 by T into ln Xe by Xe minus X. Examples: alpha glucose, which is in equilibrium with beta glucose. Ammonium cyanate, which is in equilibrium with urea. NH4 CNO, which is in equilibrium with urea. NH2 CO NH2. Equilibrium reactions. It's about yet the most important point regarding that equations is this one. Complete amma? Complete amma? Then based on this concept, in 2019 JEE Main one question is given. We can see that question now. Complete amma? Then you can unmute yourself. Complete, Amma? Complete, Amma?
Completed, sir.
The next one, it is given in 2019 JEE mains. One question is given related to that one. Integrated question has less importance. The identification of concentration of reactants and products and relation with rate constant is enough for this reaction. For an elementary reaction, 2019 JEE mains. In this year, they introduced 4 question papers of 2 sets and 4 days. 10th January 2019 JEE main, 10th January, shift 1. Shift 1. For an elementary chemical reaction, for an elementary chemical reaction, for an elementary chemical reaction, A2 gives 2A rate constant K1 for forward reaction, K minus 1 for rate constant for backward reaction. The expression for D of A by dt is the expression for d of A by dt is the expression for d of A by dt is the rate of net reaction equal to rate of forward reaction minus rate of backward reaction. Rate is directly proportional to concentration of reactants K1 into concentration of K2 minus K minus 1 into concentration of A whole square. Which is equal to d of A2 by dt, change in the concentration of reactants. That's why decrease in the concentration of reactants equal to plus 1 by 2 into d of A by dt. Therefore, rate of disappearance of A2 is twice of A. Rate of disappearance of A2 is twice of A. d of a by dt equal to 2 into r. R equal to 2 into K1 into concentration of A2 minus 2 into K minus 1 into concentration of A whole square. Complete amma? Understood. Any doubt, amma? Any doubt regarding this question? 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 Shall we go for the next one? Respond, Anna. Completed. Shall we go for any doubt? That's what I'm asking. Any doubt regarding this question? The next one. Consecutive reactions or sequential reactions. Consecutive reactions or sequential reactions. Consecutive or sequential reactions. Consecutive or sequential reactions. What are consecutive and sequential reactions? A gives one product, that is B. B gives another product. The product is formed in a different steps. The product is formed in a different steps. The product is formed in a different steps. A is not directly converted into C. A to B, B to C. Such type of reactions are called as consecutive reactions. For example, manufacturing of sulfuric acid. Just listen. Sulfur on reaction with oxygen produces sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide on reaction with oxygen produces sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide, when dissolved in water, H2SO4, produces H2S2O7, which again dissolved in water produces 2H2SO4. Then what we are doing here, conversion of sulfur into H2SO4, which is not involved in a single step. Okay, A to B. sulfur to sulfur dioxide, sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide, sulfur trioxide to oleum, oleum to sulfuric acid. These type of reactions are called as consecutive or sequential reactions. Those reactions in which the product is formed in a different steps from reactant to product through intermediate steps are called as consecutive or sequential reactions. Those reactions in which the product are formed through intermediates from reactants. Such type of reactions are called as consecutive reactions. A is converted into B, B is converted into C. Calcium carbide on hydrolysis produces acetylene. Calcium carbide on hydrolysis produces acetylene, which is on passing through red hot copper tube, forms benzene through cyclic polymerization. That's right, formation of a benzene from calcium carbide through an intermediate acetylene. So an intermediate acetylene. This is benzene. This is acetylene. This is calcium carbide. Example. You have 3 moles of acetylene involved in the reaction. That is one example. The reaction involved in 2 steps. That is A to B and B to C. A is converted into B, B is converted into C with a rate constants K1 and K1 dash. All of us well known about that. Rate is directly proportional to concentration of reactants. Rate constant is more, the product is formed very easily. Initial concentration A 0, 0 concentration at time equal to a minus x, or we can take it as x for simplification, y, z. The rate of reaction depends upon the rate constants K1 and K2. Not a- Complete, amma? The overall rate of reaction depends on the values of K1 and K1 dash. The overall rate of reaction depends on the values of K1 and K1 dash. Then I was going to discuss about a fundamental point from chemical equilibrium. What is that, Nana? As the value of K increases, the product's concentration is more. As the value of K increases, the stability of products increases. The reactant goes on completion. The reactant goes on completion. That's why rate constant K1 and K2 values indicates the rate of a reaction or speed of a reaction also. According to chemical kinetics, the slowest steps are treated as a rate determining steps. The slowest steps are treated as a rate determining steps. The speed of those reactions depends upon the rate constants K1 and K2. The rate of a reaction depends upon the rate constants K1 and K1 dash. As the value of K increases, the product concentration increases. That's why that reaction is a little bit quicker than the reaction with less K value. Complete, amma? Complete, amma? Respond, Anna. Completed. The next one. First one. Case 1. If K1 is far greater than K1 dash, the conversion of B to C is very slow. B to C is very slow. Hence, it is the rate determining step. Hence, it is the rate determining step. Hence, it is the rate determining step. Sorry. Case 2. If K1 dash is far greater than K1, the conversion of A to B controls the rate of reaction. Controls the rate of reaction. That is, it is very slow. That is, A to B is very slow reaction. That's why slowest step is the rate determining step. Case 3. If K1 is approximately equal to K1 dash, the overall rate of a reaction, the overall rate of a reaction depends on both K1 and K1 dash. Depends on both K1 and K1 dash. Therefore, rate of disappearance of A equal to d of A by dt equal to K1 into concentration of A, which is equal to K1 into concentration of A after time t is x. Rate of formation of B equal to K1 into concentration of X, but that K1 into X is decomposed to C. That's why K1 dash into Y. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. What is the reaction here? A to B. The rate of formation of B depends upon the concentration of A. That's why the rate of formation of B depends upon the rate of disappearance of A. That is K1 into X. The rate of disappearance of A is influences the rate of formation of B. Then this B is converted into C. That's why the concentration of B is changes into C. That's a part of B is converted into C. That's why the concentration of B equal to K1 into concentration of A at time Tx minus rate constant K1 dash into the rate of disappearance of B, Y. Then the rate of formation of C equal to the rate of formation of C equal to plus d of C by dt equal to the rate of formation of C depends upon the concentration of B only. K1 dash into Y, which can also written as d of Z by dt, which is also equal to d of Y by dt, which is also equal to d of X by dt. First one, second one, third one. Three equations. Understood, Amma? Why you are getting K1 into X, K1 dash minus Y, and K1 Y? How can you get this? A is converted to B. That's why the concentration of B is further decreases to concentration of C. That's why K1 into X minus K1 into Y. C is coming from B directly. That's why K1 into Y d of Z by dt. Complete, Amma? Okay, Amma. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is the case 1, case 2, case 3 complete, Amma? From equation 1, we have X equal to A into e power minus K1 into T. From equation 1, we have X equal to A into e power minus K1 into T. Hold on. From equation 2, Y equal to dy by dt equal to K1 into A into e power minus K1 into T minus K1 dash into Y. Therefore, Y equal to K1 A by K1 dash minus K1 into e power minus KT minus e power minus K1 dash into T. Derivation is not essential for us, only relation is enough. From equation 3, Z equal to A by K1 dash minus K into K1 dash minus K1 dash into e power minus K1T minus K1 minus K1 into e power minus K1T. This is about consequence or consecutive or sequential reactions. Consecutive or sequential reactions. Complete amma. Then in the next class, we can discuss about one numericals related to this one, and one more small reaction is there. They are parallel reactions. Then we can go for objective questions and then get back to the next chapter, surface chemistry. Any doubts, Ma? Any doubts, Ma? Thank you, everyone.